He never imagined that as a level 99 top-tier support who had mastered everything from cooking and alchemy to pharmacy and had elevated his party to the world's strongest in just a few years, his popularity with women would trigger the captain's intense jealousy. To find a legitimate excuse to kick him out of the party, the captain intentionally injured a dragon's eye during battle, sending it into a berserk state. This multiplied the difficulty of the raid and nearly wiped out the entire team. Afterward, the captain gathered some of the members and pinned the entire failure of the mission on him, saying that no one present dared to stand up for him. Didn't bother arguing, and made plans to leave the royal capital the next day. Just then, the red-haired man rushed over in a panic. As the vice-captain, he had only just heard the news of the protagonist's dismissal. Though he didn't know the specifics, he knew that the reason they became a top-tier adventure party was largely thanks to the protagonist's support behind the scenes. Without him, the party would surely fall into chaos. So he pleaded for the protagonist to return. Zeka, wait, are you really leaving? What did you say? The protagonist and the vice-captain were actually on good terms, perhaps because of this. The captain, who had a crush on the vice-captain, saw him as a rival, while his life as an adventurer had come to an end. The second life as a chef he had always longed for was just beginning. Upon reaching the next town, he decided to open a diner here. He had planned for this long ago, even realizing he didn't need a fridge, since he could use ice magic. Buying a cheap house and renovating it myself is the way to go. The essentials gathered, all that's left is to hire a server. Just then, a commotion nearby caught his attention. Getting closer, he saw it was a slave trader promoting his wares. He had no intention of getting involved, but the girl's despairing gaze reminded him of his own struggling past. So while the crowd was locked in a heated bidding war, he directly placed a staggering bid of 1 million. He thought it would be enough to scare off all his rivals, but unexpectedly the grocer from earlier shouted out 15 million. He still needed a lot of money for the upcoming renovations. He couldn't bear to let the girl fall into the hands of a creep. Left with no choice, he bit the bullet and raised his bid. Ultimately, he won the bid for the girl at an astronomical price and bought her a set of new clothes. Yet even so, the haze in Ido's heart wouldn't lift, and she remained uncertain of what her future held. However, his next words gave her a glimmer of courage.
Ido, from now on, you'll be working at my diner. That's all I ask of you. I've bought this place for us. Yes?
Just then, Ido's stomach began to growl. He understood immediately and headed to the kitchen to whip up dinner. He first used fire magic to heat the pan in an instant, then added the egg mixture and rice. To him, it was just a routine task. But to Ido, it was a mesmerizing sight. The time she snapped out of it, a plate of glistening fried rice was right before her. Ido took just one small bite and was completely won over by the flavor. It was a sense of bliss she had never experienced before. With every spoonful, Ido's tears began to flow uncontrollably. He didn't know what she had been through, but if Ido didn't want to talk about it, he wouldn't pry.
Oh, my God, after this incident, Ido's personality gradually brightened. She not only volunteered to taste-test his dishes, but also helped him set up, and the bond between them grew closer. Just like a father and daughter.
With everything ready, his diner finally opened its doors, and the two of them were prepared to welcome their very first customer.
Hurry up, as the saying goes. Give it your all wow.